What's up, everybody? Let's make an espresso martini cheesecake. For your crust, mine's already done and baked. You can do this ahead of time, I love that. I use a cup of a combination of crushed Oreos and crushed chocolate graham crackers. I can never find chocolate graham crackers, so I get the Teddy Grahams. A cup of that and 3 to 4 tablespoons of melted butter. Bake it in a 350-degree oven for about 15 minutes. Done, we can set it aside. This is a new cheesecake flavor for me. This will be flavor 49. I'm serving 2 new flavors this week. And this one sounds delicious. It's been on my list for a long time, so let's do it. 4 8-ounce blocks of cream cheese softened. I popped mine in the microwave to make sure that they're nice and soft. So you can do that. Then we need 3/4 of a cup white granulated sugar. I always like to mix the cream cheese and white granulated sugar together first and get that all nice and smooth. Now, for this recipe, I'm going to be using an espresso martini liquor. However, you can just use espresso, cooled espresso, in place of that, okay? You don't have to have liquor. Now, if you use the one with liquor, yes, kids can eat it. The liquor aspect bakes off and you're left with the flavor. But if we're gonna do espresso martini, we better do it. All right, sugar, cream cheese in here. Now we do 3 eggs straight in. And then we're going to get 1/2 cup of heavy cream. And then we're gonna do 1/4 of a cup of our espresso, either alcohol or regular espresso. Woo, she looks good. All right, and we're gonna pour this straight in. Oh my God, that looks fabulous. Mix that all till it's nice and incorporated. Last ingredient, 1/4 of a cup all-purpose flour. Then we are going to pour it into our prepared crust, and this is going to bake in a water bath. So the easiest way to make sure that you don't get a soggy crust, because no one wants a soggy crust or a soggy bottom. Okay, large pan, this is all I use it for. 11-inch cake pan in here. 9-inch springform pan with our crust inside that. Water goes in your big square pan and cannot get to your crust. Thus, it cannot be soggy. So then pour in your filling gently. And you want it to come about 1 inch to 1.5 inches up the side of the pan. And then we are going to bake this at 350. I'm gonna do it 50, okay? Because my ovens are a higher efficiency because they're commercial grade. So 50 minutes at 350. And then I'll tell you the rest of the instructions. Don't worry. Okay, the cheesecake is finished baking. Turn off your timer. Do not open the oven door. Do not. Just turn off your oven. Leave it. Leave it in the oven for 45 minutes with the oven off. Then crack the door open for 15 minutes. And then fully open your oven door and let it sit for another half an hour. Once you've done that, take your cheesecake out and set it on your counter and let it cool for an hour. Then put the entire thing, do not pop the springform pan, put the entire thing into the fridge to set for 6 hours. I know, it sounds like a lot of work, but we have to bring the cheesecake to temperature slowly. So it's been really hot in the oven. If you immediately whip the door open, your cheesecake is gonna crack because it's going to start to cool and it's gonna try to pull away from the sides and it can't do it fast enough, and so it's going to split. We are bringing it down slowly so that it doesn't crack. Now, if you get a small crack or something with this one, that's okay because an espresso chocolate ganache goes on over top. But this is the method that I do in my pinned video for the New York style cheesecake. Many people have tried it, check the comments, and had great success and said, oh my gosh, it didn't crack. I followed it, this is exactly right. Okay, so trust me on this. And then once it's cool for 6 hours, we're going to add the espresso chocolate ganache on top, and I'll show you how we finish up this gorgeousness. We're back. It's the next day. I like to let my cheesecake sit overnight to fully chill if I can. The minimum is 6 hours, but I always like it to be overnight. So let's make some ganache. Just under half a cup of heavy cream. I'm gonna heat it in this, so put it in a bowl that's safe for the microwave. A little bit of my espresso liquor, or your regular espresso. And you wanna heat this until it bubbles. I mean that. So I'm probably gonna do like a minute and a half. We want it hot. While that's heating, I'm going to take a bowl and some semi-sweet chocolate chips. Nestle chocolate chips, that's all they are. Put them in the bowl. I don't have an exact amount, but you need at least a cup. We can always add more. Get my spatula ready. When the hot milk comes, well, heavy cream, comes out of the microwave, we're going to pour it over top of the chocolate chips and let it sit for just a minute to start to melt and break down all that chocolate, and then we'll go in and start stirring it, and I'll show you that whole process. Okay, it's been sitting for just a few minutes. Can I tell you the smell of that hot heavy cream with that espresso? This is gonna be money. And we're just going to gently stir it. Make sure you have it in a high enough bowl so that when you stir, your liquid doesn't slosh over. And this is gonna take a little bit of time to get everything incorporated. That's okay, have faith. But by letting it sit for a minute or two, you're giving a chance for that chocolate to all kind of soften at the same time. That's just gonna make it easier to incorporate and get smooth and glossy. All right, grab your cheesecake out of the fridge. I don't know if I can show this on camera, but I thought I better today. Look at that, no cracks. But do you see how it's starting to pull away from the edge? Perfect. If yours is not, that's okay. Take like a paring knife, a small knife, and gently run it between the collar and your cheesecake. That way, when you hit the spring form, it all just lets go. And you don't get any cracks, it doesn't pool. And then, shimmy, shimmy, and she's off. There's our cheesecake. Here's my ganache. Well, why is it in the measuring cup, you say? I'm so glad you asked, because I'm a very transparent person. I thought mine looked a little chunky. So 10 seconds in the microwave, gave her a nice stir, and now she's glossy and beautiful. Because sometimes it's not right the first time, and it doesn't matter how many times you do it, it doesn't matter. Sometimes things just mess up. I'm just like everybody else, okay? It's okay. We're good. Pour your ganache on top. And we're just going to smooth it out. I like to smooth it out and push it just enough so it pushes over the edge. And then I let it set in the fridge for about 15 minutes. And you could add whipped cream on the borders if you want. Mine, I want to be a little bit more stable, so I'm gonna do like a mascarpone cream cheese whip. And then I am going to garnish it with chocolate covered coffee beans that are my own coffee blend. But I hope that you try this out, enjoy it, and love it. If you want more tutorials like this, make sure you follow me here and on YouTube, which is linked in my bio, and drop in the comments what you'd like to see me make or what you've always wanted to make, and we'll make it together. Okay, thanks for watching, friends. Bye. Hey friends, it's me again. I just thought I would show you the finished product. Also, I decided not to do the chocolate covered coffee beans, but I decided to do like a cocoa powder dusting and put my mascarpone, cream cheese, butter whip, all over everything so it kind of looks foamy like the top of the martini. Anyway, here it is. Okay. There she is. That ganache. I still put mini chocolate chips on top of there. That's going to give it some texture. And that beautiful whip and all of that gorgeous cocoa powder. She's good to go.